Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It appears Mother Nature will have her say as to when we start this one here tonight. Currently raining at Comerica Park. The tarp is on the field. The Phillies and Tigers hopefully playing baseball tonight. To our west, it looks a little bit better, so hopefully the rain is moving out, and the Tigers and Phils will get together here this evening. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen. We are glad to have you with us here for Game 2 in the series. The Tigers have some good news as we wait out the rain here, Rod. A couple of big bats are back in the lineup. Cabrera back in there, Hunter back in there, and that's something the Tigers desperately wanted to see.
A couple of all-stars are back in. They missed Miggy for about 4 games. Torrey, he took yesterday's game off. The Tigers won the majority of the games that Miggy was out. They also won in yesterday's game, but both guys have absolutely murdered left-handed pitching this year. Cabrera, there's been no better hitter in baseball against left-handers. His average is over 400. And then you start talking about Torrey Hunter right there in that number 2 spot. Gets a lot of fastballs to hit when Jackson's on base. He's hitting better than 300 against left-handers, so it's good to see the Tigers starting to get healthy again. I was starting to wonder a little bit about Miggy when he was going to come back, but after taking batting practice yesterday and watching him go about his business, it looked like he was getting closer. Apparently, he's good to go.
All right, that's good news. Now, here's some other good news. It appeared that for the first part of the season, the Tigers were trying to find a closer, Rod, and it appears they finally have found one. Joaquin Benoit, 10 for 10 now with his save last night. He's been really good.
You know, Benoit got it started way back in spring training. He's a free agent this year. He knew this season was going to be very critical for him. If you go back to the last 4 years, the 1 year he spent with the Tampa Bay Rays, really no better setup man than Joaquin Benoit, so why not give him an opportunity to close games when you don't have that set guy down there? He's that guy now, 10 for 10 with a 150 ERA. The whip is just a shade above 1. The opponent's batting average is right around 200, and the one thing about Benoit that I love, coming in late in games, he doesn't walk anybody. Strikes out bunches of people, doesn't give up lots of free passes. I'll take that guy, and he also misses a lot of bats at the end of the game.
And it was a good start to the series last night. Good pitching, good defense, just enough hitting. The Tigers take Game 1 of the series, hopeful of making it 2 in a row here tonight against the Phils. After a short timeout, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios and Trevor Thompson. But coming up in this one here tonight, the birthday boy taking the mound. Max Scherzer on his 29th birthday, hoping for his 15th win. Tigers Phils, Game 2 in this series, coming up soon. back in the lineup tonight. That is good news for the Tigers as they prepare for Game 2 in this series against the Philadelphia Phillies. And we're glad to see Miggy in the lineup. So is Torrey Hunter, the Tigers outfielder, who says with Miggy in the lineup, the Tigers have a whole different look.
He's back in the lineup?
Back in the lineup.
Well, I mean, that sparks. That definitely sparks flames. And this guy is definitely one of the best hitters I ever seen. And to have him back in the lineup, trust me, our confidence just went up extra level. So I definitely think, you know, when he's in there, we're a team to be reckoned with.
Not only is Miggy back in the lineup, but Torrey is back in the lineup as well. Good to see both of them in the starting 9 for the Tigers tonight. Tigers going for 2 in a row against the Phils. And here's the starting lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies. It is presented tonight by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Michael Young, Kevin Franzen, and Jimmy Rollins occupying the top 3 spots. Chase Utley batting cleanup, then Delman Young, Darren Ruff, and their bottom 3 is Lance Nix. Eric Kratz catching tonight. Michael Martinez is playing the center field, and they are facing the right-handed offerings of Max Scherzer, presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Hey, Max making his 21st start this season for the first-place Tigers in the American League Central, and looking for win number 15, outstanding earned run average. He has been great every time he has gone out there and always gives his squad a chance to win. Take a look at the Tigers' defensive alignment up behind Max Scherzer this evening. Tuiasa Sopo getting another start against the left-hander this evening. Jackson in center. Torrey Hunter had the night off last night, but he's back in there. The infield left to right, Cabrera, Peralta, Perez, and the Prince. And Alex Avila with the big hit in yesterday's game back behind the plate.
Well, just about an hour ago, there were dark clouds over the ballpark. Rain was falling, but it is cleared out now. We have clear skies above us, and we have Game 2 in this series as Michael Young stands in to lead things off for the Philadelphia Phillies. Here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game. It's a strike called on Michael Young. He'll be followed by Franzen and then Rollins. A .278 batting average for the Phillies leadoff man. 1 for 3 with an RBI in last night's game. Max with the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Young right now battling it a bit. He did have their RBI last night, but you stretch it out, he's only 3 for his last 23. Now Scherzer's 1-1 pitch. Pulled right at third base and caught by Miguel Cabrera on the backhand.
We have seen Michael Young do something in this series that he didn't do a whole lot of when he was wearing that Texas Rangers uniform, and that's pull the ball down toward third base. Michael Young, over 2,000 hits, and the majority of them have gone to right field.
1 up, 1 away, and that'll bring up Kevin Franzen. So Cabrera was equal to the task on his first defensive challenge here tonight. Franzen batting in the 2 slot again this evening, was 0 for 4 last night. And Max throws a strike to start this at bat off 0-1.
Doug Fister was tremendous last night. Great curveball Fister had. Good moving fastball. Outstanding changeup.
Swing and a miss. Breaking ball, and out in front was Franzen.
I would expect that Max Scherzer will throw quite a few breaking balls here this evening himself.
0-2 on Kevin Franzen, just underway here at the ballpark. And another breaking ball. This one dips in. 47-minute rain delay for the start of this one here this evening. Franzen is batting .273. Jimmy Rollins, dynamic player for the Phils, waiting on deck. Now the 1-2 pitch. That's pulled to the shortstop on a soft line, and Peralta is there for out number 2. A couple of lineouts to start this one against Max. And now Jimmy Rollins. Tigers win last night 2-1, and really a fantastic ball game here at Comerica Park. Fister, as Rod said, was outstanding. The Tigers got just enough offense to win it.
They also played a very good game defensively. They made several really nice plays.
Rollins pops it in the air. Tuiasa Sopo coming over in short left center. 1-2-3 inning. Good start for Max Scherzer. The lineup after missing last evening's game. The Tigers starting lineup tonight presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. You've got Jackson, Hunter, and Cabrera in your top 3 spots. Prince is batting cleanup, and Victor Martinez and Johnny Peralta, Tuiasosopo, Perez, Avila rounded out for Detroit. And they are facing the left-hander Raul Valdez.
And Valdez making his first start of this season, his 3rd career start. He was just called up from the minor leagues a couple of days ago. Cliff Lee was slated to start this contest, but a stiff neck has kept him out of action.
Cliff Lee, a 10-game winner with a 3.05 ERA, not going tonight. Valdez first pitch is outside, 1-0.
Tigers will get a lot of fastballs from Valdez this evening, even though the fastball does not get up to 90 miles an hour. About 65% of the pitches that he throws will be four-seam fastballs.
That one right at the knees at 86. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valdez is 35 years old, a native of Havana, Cuba. Stands 5'11", 190. The 1-1 is in the same spot, 1-2 on Austin Jackson.
We are starting to see more and more Cuban-born players in the major leagues these days.
Well, the Tigers have Pena. We just saw Viciedo and Ramirez for Chicago. Popped in the air, shallow right. Utley going back, but it's Nix coming in to make the play. 1 out.
Tim Hortons will sponsor the starting defensive alignment for the Philadelphia Phillies this evening. It is Ruff, Martinez, and Nix in the outfield. Francis at first. Utley and Rollins are up the middle. Michael Young over at third, and Kratz is behind the plate.
So here is Torrey Hunter. Did not play last night. The Tigers were really shorthanded with Hunter and Cabrera out, and of course Infante out of lineup. Torrey batting .308. He's hit safely in his last 4. And 49 RBIs this year now for Hunter. Valdez with the 0-1. That is popped up. Shallow right field. Utley calling for it. And look out. Nix, the right fielder, almost collided with him. 2 gone. Nix lost his glove.
Well, if Nix calls this ball soon enough, if you're Utley, the second baseman, you simply have to get out of the way. But you could see that Utley was calling the ball all the way, but Nix never took his eye off the baseball. Therefore, he didn't know that Utley was camped underneath it.
So here is Cabrera now with 2 outs. And a strike called on Miggy. Cabrera left in the 5th inning of Game 1 in the Chicago series. Batting .358, and he looks at a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Miggy batting .410 against left-handed pitching this year, which is the best in the majors.
Valdez works quickly. The 1-1 is hammered deep to left field, way back and gone.
Welcome back, big fella.
Well, that didn't take long.
Oh my goodness! First live pitching we've seen in a week. And the first swing that he takes, he plays long ball. Oh, he's a beast.
One nothing Tigers on the home run by Cabrera. Here is Prince Fielder. And the crowd already buzzing on the Cabrera solo shot. And for Miggy, number 32. Fielder looks at a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Miggy got himself a little fastball, cut fastball that was right around the belt buckle that Valdez tried to sneak inside on Miguel. And Miguel, with those really quick hands, drove it out of here.
It's also RBI number 97 for Cabrera, who is really in his career torn up Phillies pitching. .334. There's a bouncer back up the middle, and it's going to find a hole off the glove of the second baseman, Utley. It'll be a 2-out single. Back-to-back hits now for Detroit. We'll bring up Victor Martinez. Martinez at 264. .55 driven in. And was held hitless in last night's ball game, 0 for 4. One ball to no strikes. Valdez retired the first two batters quite quickly, and then Cabrera got him for a solo shot. They give the Tigers the 1-0 lead. Miggy may not be 100%, but that is still good enough. Swing and a foul at home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez. Victor, over his last 31 games, is hitting at a .344 clip. He's turned things on in the month of July. Valdez pressed into duty today with Cliff Lee suffering from a sore neck. And the 1-1 on the outer edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Valdez signed by the Phillies as a minor league free agent in October of 2011. He's had time with other big league clubs. He's 35 years old. Fielder at first with 2 outs. Drilled and off the glove of the shortstop. Rollins into center. Prince going to try and make the third, and he will. He read that one beautifully, and the Tigers have runners at first and third.
Valdez not fooling very many people here in the first inning. This is an absolute bullet off of the bat of Martinez. Rollins climbs the liner, the ball trickles off the glove, but by the time Martinez comes in to pick it up, Prince Fielder able to get himself over to third base.
Tigers had 3 straight hits now, and here comes Peralta. He hits a healthy .311 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. On his way to another All-Star season this year. A really good first half for Peralta. .302 right now with 9 home runs. Johnny trying to tack on here. And Valdez got the first 2 men in the inning, but it has been trouble since. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Out in front that time, 0-2 on Peralta. Johnny's hit safely in his last 4. Had a hit in last night's ball game. The Tigers had 6 hits. The Phillies limited to just 4 hits last night. Peralta had a double in last evening's ball game.
We were talking about the fact that Doug Fister was on top of his game last night. Cole Hamels, who started for the Philadelphia Phillies, was also very good in last night's game. No better team in baseball than the Tigers at driving in 2-out runs. They've driven in 206 total this season.
1-2 now on Peralta. Cabrera, 2-out solo shot in his first at bat back after missing 4 games for the Tigers. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Peralta.
Just really kind of validates how talented Miguel Cabrera is. First live pitching he's seen since he's walked off the field last week. earlier this week in Chicago. And he takes the ball deep.
This has turned into a lengthy inning for Valdez. The 2-2 is hit on the ground and through. That's another 2-out run for the Tigers as Peralta gets it done again, and it's 2-0 Detroit.
Valdez has already gone away from his game plan. We told you that if you look at his numbers, about 65% of the pitches that he throws are fastballs. But because the Tigers having success early against the fastballs, he goes to a breaking ball there against Peralta. And Peralta hits the ball to the left side of the infield for a knock.
That is the 4th consecutive hit for Detroit, and Peralta now with 49 driven in. And Valdez trying to get through this first inning. Here is Matt Tuiasosopo, who also excels in these spots. 438 with 2 outs and men in scoring position. Strike one. This next pitch will be number 25 for Valdez. And the Tigers getting all of their hits and runs after 2 are retired. Low and away, 1-1. Tui now trying to snap an 0 for 10. He got a couple of opportunities to bat in the 3 slot in the absence of Cabrera, and Matt down to number 7 tonight. So you look at the ratio on Valdez. Valdez this year was pitching well down at the Triple-A team at Lehigh Valley. He made 12 starts and an ERA of 3.10. Swing and a miss. That's 1-2 now on Tuiasosopo. .296 for Matt this year, 6 home runs. And the 1-2. Get back out of play amongst another good gathering here in downtown Detroit. Despite the 47-minute rain delay, these folks hanging out at Comerica, and they've filled it up again here this evening.
Tigers going to draw 3 million fans again this year.
They're standing again out beyond the outfield walls. Driven in the air to center field and hit well. Martinez going back, looking up, and that ball is gone.
Tuiasosopo hit you
over the center field wall to dead center. It's 420 out there, and the Tigers have a huge first inning.
And he got no help whatsoever from Valdez there. That was a breaking ball at about 75 miles an hour. Actually, that's a changeup. It's a fading changeup down and away from Tuiasosopo, and he absolutely killed that baseball.
Into the shrubbery out beyond the center field wall. A 3-run shot, 5-0 in favor of the Tigers.
You don't see many get out of the yard in that direction.
Tui hits a 7th. And it's been a big first inning for Detroit.
How about the concentration by the Tigers hitters with 2 outs in this inning? And it started by the Miguel Cabrera homer.
And a strike called on Hernan Perez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a lot of smiles early in this one in the Tiger dugout.
Well, you should have known that the Tigers would score a bunch of runs today. Max Scherzer's on the bump, and he gets better than 7 runs per game.
Well, Cliff Lee was supposed to start this one. He's got a bad neck, so all he can do right now is watch Valdez, who is getting tattooed here in the first inning.
How many names do you think Valdez is calling Cliff Lee right now underneath his breath?
Quite a few. Here's a pop-up, shallow right field. And Nix comes on to make the play, and that'll finally end the inning. However, the Tigers sent 8 men to the plate. They hit 2 home runs, including one from Miggy, as he is welcomed back into the lineup. And the Tigers have a big early lead.
In 2010, the last time Miguel Cabrera missed 4 consecutive days. This was the birth of one of his children. He went home for a few days, and he came out that day, and it was against the Oakland A's, and he hit 3 home runs. It was May 28th of 2010 to be exact.
Got Ben Sheets, got Andrew Bailey. Well, he's a third of the way there. Remember that hairdo that
I do, with Jerry curl there,
sporting?
With a little shag action too.
A little shorter these days. Meanwhile, the Tigers put up a 5 spot in the first inning for Max Scherzer, and here we go to the second. And it's a ball high and away to Chase Utley. Valdez threw 33 pitches in that first. 25 of them were strikes. Didn't have any command problems. It's just that everything he threw up there was hit pretty good. Utley, young, rough here in the second for the Phils. High fly ball. Medium depth in center. Jackson is under it. And Chase Utley is out, 1 gone.
After watching some video of Valdez in the Tigers clubhouse before the game, you kind of sense the feeling that the Tigers are going to have a big night against him. Fastball does not touch 90. Doesn't have a great breaking ball. Changeup has some nice tilt to it, but it's not a legitimate swing and miss pitch. And that and the fact that the Tigers have quite a few guys that clobber left-handed pitching.
Here's Delman Young. He was hitless last night. Scherzer's breaking ball is strike 1. Delman now 0 for his last 10, batting .270. He's hit 7 home runs this year. That's in the air, shallow right. Torrey coming on, he's under it, and a couple of fly ball outs here in the second. 5 up, 5 down against Max. Now Darren Ruff.
Last time Max pitched against Chicago White Sox, he got lots of ground balls in that game, 9, I believe. Today, the Philadelphia Phillies are hitting the ball in the air. No ground ball outs recorded yet by Max.
So here is Ruff batting .288. Had one of the 4 hits last night for the Phils. Ruff was called up in early July when Ryan Howard was placed on the disabled list. That was July the 6th. Swing and a miss. No match there for the breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scherzer is 14-1 with a 3.14 ERA. Drill to center field. Jackson is on the move, still going back. He won't get it over his head. Extra bases for Ruff. He'll hit the bag at second and hold there. 2-out, 2-base hit on a ball that just kept going.
And Ruff got himself a 92-mile-per-hour fastball that Max missed with his location. Jackson got a great break on this ball, but unable to make a play out there in center field.
That'll bring up Lance Nix, and the Phillies have their first hit of the game. Nix last night 0 for 3. His batting average right now at 183. Strike one. Nick's a veteran of several different organizations at the major league level. He's played with Texas, Milwaukee, Cincinnati among his stops, Washington as well. Phillies without so many of their key pieces. Here's the 0-1. Bounce again. Good stop there by Avila.
We were talking about the Tigers and how well they played defensively in last night's game. The Philadelphia Phillies made a few nice plays themselves. And this one by Lance Nix, going into the stands and pulling the baseball out of it. That fan thought he had it. Slipped right through his fingertips.
Cole Hamels appreciated the effort. Here's the 1-1. That's foul behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lance Nix. Waiting on deck, Eric Kratz, the catcher tonight for the Phillies. Max did not suffer his first loss this year until 2 starts ago, July 13th against the Rangers. Lost 7-1. But he bounced back with a win against Chicago in his last outing. 8 fabulous innings against the White Sox. Rolled foul. That start against Texas, in which he went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs. And that last win against Chicago, 14-1 record for Max Scherzer, the starter this year for the American League in the All-Star game. Missed it high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
After back-to-back changeups to Lance Nix, he goes up to 95 with the fastball, changed the eye level. He threw it up in the zone, but Nix was able to lay off of it.
Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Down he goes, and Max has his first punch out of the ball game. Nothing comes of the 2-out double by Ruff. Second, Alex Avila will start things off. Had a big hit last night.
Got himself a changeup up in the zone with 2 strikes from Cole Hamill. Really the only mistake that Hamill's made in last night's game, and he went shopping at the gap in left center field.
Turned out to be the difference in last night's ball game as Avila knocked in a couple of runs. Now has 26 driven in.
He also led Doug Fister beautifully last night, putting down all the right fingers.
In there for a strike on Avila. 33 pitch first inning for Raul Valdez. Looking for a quicker inning here in the second. Tigers sending 8 men to the plate in the first. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Alex. Jackson, then Hunter to follow. We're in the second inning of game 2 in this series. A couple of interleague opponents. You got the Phillies this weekend, and then beginning Tuesday night, the Nationals come to town. Sails outside, 1-2. Just missed. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pulled into right field, a base hit. And the leadoff man is on. Another hit for the Tigers. That is their 6th already in this game.
Against a guy like Valdez, if you're Avila, you're looking to go left center field because that's where he does his best work. But a guy that doesn't throw very hard, a fastball at just 85, even if you're looking to hit the ball away, if the ball happens to come in, you can still turn on it as Avila did right there.
Tigers had 5 straight hits, leading to 5 runs in that first inning, and now a base hit here in the second. Jackson looks at a ball low. Last start Valdez has made in the big leagues was June of last year against the Pirates, and he lasted just 2 innings in that game. Was starting down at AAA this year. Here's the 1-0. Drilled to left field on a line. Rough going back right in front of the warning track. 1 out.
Look who's back at the ballpark, my friend. Willie Horton had some surgery a couple of years ago, and when I got to the ballpark yesterday, walked in the clubhouse, it was great to see Willie back. He's back again today, which leads me to believe that he's feeling really good these days.
Looked good. Saw him in the clubhouse today. Was bouncing around, talking to the players,
smiling. You can appreciate the players also appreciate the fact that Willie is back at the ballpark.
Here's Torrey Hunter, and he looks at ball 1. That's what I love really about coming to the ballpark, seeing guys like Willie and Al Kaline, major pieces to the Tigers' past and their history, and always in the clubhouse. Here's the 1-0. Pulled to left field. That's a base hit. The Tigers' barrage continues. Avila will go to second and stop there. 2 on now, 1 out.
Valdez not missing many bats. Just about every single Tigers had a really good rip against Valdez, and Torrey, even though he got rewarded with a base hit, which appeared to be hit rather solid, his bat sawed in half.
He's not missing any bats right now. That's the 7th Tigers hit. And here's the guy that got him in the first inning as Miguel Cabrera homered in his first at bat back. Strike called on the outer edge, 0-1.
Very little stride used for Miguel Cabrera. Anytime he goes up against a pitcher that he knows is going to give him lots of off-speed pitches, he would just ever so slightly pick that left foot up and put it right back down to make sure he's got a really solid base before he decides to swing that bat.
We'll golf that one to left field, base hit. Avila rounding third. They send him home. Here comes the throw. It's cut off by Young, and the Tigers have another run, and Cabrera has another RBI.
Welcome back, Miggy.
second RBI of the night, and it's 6-0 Detroit.
And this time he went down and got a little breaking ball and lifted it off the dirt.
Still only one out, and here is Prince Fielder. In there for strike one. 6 runs on 8 Tigers hits in this game already. We are only in the second inning tonight. Fielder had a base hit and a run scored in the first. Oh, 2. Cabrera now has passed Chris Davis for the league lead in RBIs. 98, Davis 97. Swing and a miss. It gets away from the catcher Kratz. The runners will move up. Prince is out. 2 gone.
Davis had an opportunity to extend his RBI lead over Miguel Cabrera when Miggy missed those 4 games, but Davis has been kind of cold for the Baltimore Orioles the last few games.
It's a wild pitch ruled on that last one. 2 gone now. Davis still leads in home runs, the only category right now that he leads Cabrera in. There's Martinez. Victor had a single in the first. Way outside, 1-0. We'll bring Kratz out to the mound to have a chat with Valdez, who has had major league time with the Mets, the Cardinals, and the Yankees, along with the Phillies. Cliff Lee scheduled to start tonight. Could not go. In the air toward left center field, looping down, base hit. Cabrera rounding third. They're going to send him home as well. 2 runs are in. Victor Martinez has knocked in a pair. Hunter and Cabrera score, and the Tigers pile it on now. Eight nothing ball game.
And Charlie Manuel going to have to get in that bullpen real early here tonight.
He probably had an idea that was going to be the case. Eight runs on 9 Tigers hits. Peralta singled in a run in the first. Victor now is up to 57 RBIs. Well, the batting cam show was canceled before the game tonight because BP was canceled, but it appears the Tigers are taking BP right now. They got 5 in the first and 3 here in the second. Cabrera's knocked in a couple. Martinez 2 RBIs. And Tuiasa Sopo a 3-run shot. 1-2. Tui waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2. Pitch count starting to pile up now, 53 for Valdez, and they have some activity in their bullpen because of that. J.C. Ramirez warming up. Ball high. 2-2. Johnny drives one to left field. That's a base hit. Martinez will go to second. And the Tigers already have 10 hits in this game against Valdez. And Rich Doobie is coming out now to try and buy a little time for the bullpen. Ramirez just started warming up.
Yeah, that's all he's doing, because what's he going to tell Valdez?
So he'll buy as much time as he can right now as Tuiasa Sopo gets set to stand in. And the right-hander still warming up in the bullpen.
Big home run for Tuiasa Sopo in the first. He got a changeup down away from him and hit it to straightaway center field. 421 feet from home plate.
7th home run of the season for Tuiasa Sopo. 25 RBIs now. Tigers got 5 in the first, 3 more here in the second. They have 2 men on, 2 men out. And Tui looks at a strike, 0-1. And now for the second straight inning, the Tigers send 8 men to the plate. 7 2-out runs already in this game. Here's the 0-1. Popped up and heading back to the seats. Out of the reach of Kevin Franzen. 0-2 the count. Valdez originally signed by the Cubs after he defected from Cuba back in 2003. Now the 0-2. 1-2 on Tuiasa Sopo. Fouled off at home plate. Well, you touched on this a little bit earlier, but when Max Scherzer takes the mound, the Tigers get him over 7 runs per 9 innings, and they've already hit the 8 marker here, and we're in the second.
That is the best run support in the major leagues.
Got him. Strike 3. Tuiasa Sopo caught looking, and that will end the inning. But the Tigers get 3 more runs. They extend the lead to 8-0. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. America Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Dodge, take advantage of great summertime deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance event going on now. And by Blue Diamond, get your good going. Well, it's turned into a nice night. We had a 47-minute rain delay, and Tiger Bats didn't care about that. 8 runs on 10 hits already. And we are only in the top of the third. Max Scherzer is the recipient of outstanding support again here tonight. Eric Kratz will lead it off. Then Martinez, then Young. And the first one is in for a strike on the catcher, Eric Kratz. Max gave up a 2-out double in the second. No damage, though. Here's the 0-1. Good breaking ball, outer edge. 0-2 now. Quickly on the right-handed batting catcher.
Max has already thrown several really good breaking balls in the game, along with the changeup, and that fastball has been up to 95 miles an hour. Incorporating all of his pitches very early in this game.
Swing and a miss. One gone here in the third. Time for a game break. We check in with Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thanks. The Indians have their work cut out for them tonight against Yu Darvish, but they get a good start with a home run. 3-game lead for Detroit.
Masterson is pitching for the Indians tonight, so that's a pretty good pitching matchup in Cleveland.
This was scheduled to be Scherzer and Lee, which would have been a fabulous pitching matchup here. Max, the headliner now, with Lee not able to go. Here's the 1-0 to Martinez and a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Michael Martinez starting in center field tonight. John Mayberry Jr. started last night. One and two. Phillies came into this game having lost 6 straight games, and offensively they've just been challenged for some reason. Of course, they've got a lot of good players injured right now.
They also scuffle on the road. Not a good road team. 10 games under 500.
They have scored only 10 runs in their last 6 games, all losses for Charlie Manuel, who's in the final year of his deal in Philadelphia. Ball high. Well, here's the Bernstein Advantage scouting report on the Phils. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you. And here are some of the numbers in that 6-game losing streak. Hitting just a $128 with men in scoring position. Fouled away.
They have run into 2 pretty good staffs. St. Louis Cardinals have a really good pitching staff. And of course, the Tigers have some outstanding starters themselves.
Phillies have not lost 7 straight since 2011. Broken bat rolled towards second. Perez has it there. 2 gone.
Dominic Brown, who everybody was looking forward to seeing in this series, got hurt a few days ago diving for a ball. Concussion. And has to be cleared by doctors before he can resume playing again. He was having some kind of year.
24 home runs, 69 RBIs in 99 games for Dominic Brown. So yet another big bat sitting on the bench, and so is Ryan Howard, who had a meniscus problem, surgery. Michael Young, the batter. He lined out his first time up. Breaking ball that he laid off of. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Michael Young came into this game with pretty good career numbers against Max. A .333 batting average for Michael Young against the Tigers right-hander.
Max again staying away. 2-1. Young has made 5 All-Star teams as a shortstop and once as a third baseman. He broke in as a second baseman. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 2-2 now on Young. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the third. Tigers lead 8-0. And already have put up 10 hits. Fill it now 3-2. Max did not walk a single batter in 8 innings in his last start against the White Sox. Drill to center field. Jackson is right there, and Young is out. Going to be a 1-2-3 inning. 2.5 in the books at the ballpark. Inning and Dancing with the All-Stars is coming to Joe Louis Arena on Thursday, August 1st, benefiting Jack's Place for Autism. For tickets, call 248-443-7427. And now the Tigers come to the plate here in the bottom of the third. First pitch is lined to left by Hernan Perez, straight into the glove of Darren Ruff. 1 pitch, 1 out. Valdez had thrown 60 pitches to get through 2 innings. Now Avila, who singled to start things off in the second, and then he came around later in the inning to score.
And the majority of the pitches that he has thrown have been strikes. But he really does not have anything to get the Tigers hitters out with. At least he didn't in the first 2 innings.
One ball, no strikes on Avila. Tigers over the years have been able to fatten up on interleague play against the National League since Jim Leland took over in 2006. They are 36 over 500. 86-50. And breaks inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cabrera has helped out the cause tonight in his return to the lineup. A homer, a single, 2 RBIs. And the 2-1. Bouncing ball up the middle. Diving stop. Rollins spinning, throwing. Got it. Jimmy Rollins, a terrific play up the middle. 2 gone.
Jimmy Rollins has done a lot of this throughout his big league career. few steps and a dive, gets to his feet quickly and has a very strong throwing arm. And from that shortstop position, they've had a pretty nice duo up the middle. Utley and also Rollins have started 1,025 games together. The only other active duo up the middle that have started more games, Robinson Cano and Derek Jeter.
Strike called on Austin Jackson, who is 0 for 2 tonight.
Cano and Jeter at 1,037 games started together.
That's in there. The other thing about those duos is both of those duos, Cano and Jeter, and this duo here, Utley and Rollins,
they hit,
are both tremendous offensive double play combinations. They don't just catch it, they hit it too. That ball's hit pretty well, but Martinez will run it down to the gap. And it's a 1-2-3 third inning. How about that? Valdez with a quick third.
Has got the spot start today, and he got 2 quick outs, and up stepped Miguel Cabrera for the first time in the last 5 days. And the first swing that Miggy takes finds the seats in left field. Valdez also gave up 5 straight hits, the last of which was a 3-run home run to center field off the bat of Tuiasa Sopo. And Max Scherzer already with 2 strikeouts in this game, and looks like Max has brought his A game with him again. Good fastball, outstanding breaking balls already thrown by Max.
Well, the offense has brought its A game again, and while the pitcher is in the game, the most run support, Scherzer's on that list. Home run support, that is. Well, they've hit some behind Scherzer. 28, Verlander 27. Tillman leads the way of Baltimore. Chris Tillman, 29. And missed inside. Kevin Franzen leading it off here in the 4th inning.
Chris Davis has probably hit quite a few of those home runs for Chris Tillman.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Franzen, Rollins, Utley, the 2, 3, and 4 men in the lineup for the Phils tonight. Tigers got 5 in the first and 3 in the second. And Scherzer's 2-1. 2-2. Franzen gingerly walking around into that last healthy cut. Something's not right there. Here's the 2-2. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. Franzen playing first base tonight. We mentioned that Ryan Howard is out of their lineup He is out 6 to 8 weeks with a torn meniscus, and that's a guy that 6 times in his career drove in 100 runs for the Phillies. Had Achilles surgery last year. And now a knee problem this year. Pulled foul. Franson fighting to stay alive.
Howard's nickname in Philadelphia is the big piece, and that is a huge piece missing from your starting lineup.
Phillies came in at 49 and 54. As Franson continues to do a pretty good job of battling here against Scherzer.
This Phillies team was expected to contend in the National League East this year.
Well, Charlie Manuel's in the final year of his deal. Here's the 2-2 again. And he got it. Strike 3. Franson didn't like it. He said, after I battled all of that, you're going to call me out on that pitch. And we'll take a look at it. Pretty good. It's 3 strikeouts. The AT&T trivia question: who were the last 3 pitchers to start the season 15-1? We'd like the last 3. And Max can do that here tonight with a victory, and he's well on his way right now with an 8-0 lead. We'll get you that answer in a little bit. Here is Rollins, who flied out back in the first. Pulled to first base. Nice play by Prince. Off to his left. Rollins takes a U-turn, heads back to the bench. 2 gone.
Prince making sure he's going to get out of the way of that ball just in case. It took a bad hop.
Now Chase Utley. 278 for Utley, who fly to center field back in the second. Ball 1. Phillies came in 10 under 500 on the road, and they have not finished under 500 for the season on the road since 2003. But this year, not a very good road team. The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
If you go back the last 9 years, the Phillies with a .548 winning percentage on the road, the best in the majors.
But this year, it's been an about face. Here's the 2-0. Popped up. Shallow left field. Tuiasosopo. Long run and makes a terrific sliding catch.
Tigers have brought that lever with them once again here tonight.
Matt had to run 1.5 miles to get to that ball. He finally got there and slides with the catch. way since. The Tigers, well, the rain delay did nothing to slow them down. 8 runs in the first 2 innings in this game. And Raul Valdez goes back to the hill after throwing just 8 pitches in the third. It's Hunter Cabrera, fielder, 2-3-4 in the Detroit lineup. Stroke to right center field, base hit. Maybe more. Let's see. Torrey taking the turn. He's going to try for 2, and he's going to make it. Ball botched by Nix. Now he's going to try for 3. Here's the throw, and it gets by the third baseman, Young. Oh, they had him dead at third base, but Young could not corral it.
Outstanding at bat here by Torrey Hunter, and it's really good to see him running as well as he is running here this evening after missing last night's game with that sore Achilles.
So the Tigers an outstanding opportunity to get another run now. Here is Cabrera. It's already knocked in 2, a homer and a single. Pulled foul.
And Charlie Manuel conceding the run with nobody out, his infield playing deep. Any ground ball in any direction will get Miguel his 3rd RBI of the evening.
Double and an error on that last play. 2-base hit for Torrey Hunter. And Cabrera looks at a ball outside. Cabrera's first at bat in the first inning resulted in a 2-out solo shot. Bouncing ball to short. Rollins thought about it, but they'll take the out. Cabrera is gone. He'll drive in another run. 3rd RBI of the night for Miggy, and that's 99 for the year. Hey, by the way, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. So Cabrera, 3 RBIs this evening.
Is it really that easy, Mickey?
Big swing there by Prince. They are charging Nix, the right fielder, with the error on that play, so it's a double E9 if you're keeping score. Swing and a miss again by fielder. 0-2.
Torrey Hunter now has 39 multi-hit games. Only Mike Trout of the Angels has more multi-hit games than Torrey Hunter.
What an addition he has been on so many levels to this Tiger team. Swing and a miss. So fielder is out on strikes.
Second time that Valdez has gotten the Prince on that same slow breaking ball at 75 miles an hour.
Third strikeout for Valdez. 2 of them courtesy of fielder. And now here is Martinez. Victor already 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Ball 1. Earlier in the game, Ramirez was warming up. He is in the bullpen tuning up again. Pulled foul. Most hits in a game this year for the Tigers, 21 back on May 4th against Houston. They have 11 right now, and we're only in the 4th inning. Two and 1 on Martinez. Charlie Manuel has never finished below 500 as a big league manager, and he is staring at that possibility this year if his team can't get it going. Lifted in the air to center. Martinez on the run. It's over his head. All the way to the wall. And Victor Martinez has 3 hits. Third double of the year for Victor. And now Charlie Manuel finally will make his way out to the mound to get his pitcher. Raul Valdez making the spot start for Cliff Lee is tattooed tonight. And Ramirez will come into this ball game. Pitching change here at Comerica. 9-0 Detroit. Arby's. Try the mighty taste of Arby's Mighty Minis today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Nighttime here at the ballpark. Tigers in a commanding lead in this one here tonight. And the Philadelphia Phillies have announced they've signed Cuban right-handed pitcher Miguel Alfredo Gonzalez, who agreed to a 6-year contract with the Phillies. Quite a few teams were in on this guy, and the Phillies got themselves what many think is going to be a good one.
Well, one of the things we were talking about earlier is that there are a lot of Cuban-born players now that are starring in the major league. Chapman for the Cincinnati Reds, their closer. Yasiel Puig of the Dodgers. Cespedes of the Oakland Athletics. No doubt Mr. Gonzalez must be awfully talented, too, with all those teams that were on his radar.
Well, Charlie Manuel saw Raul Valdez give him a little over 3 innings of work in this one. Valdez knocked out of the game. So now they're going to turn things over to J.C. Ramirez.
He's got a good arm. He's got a fastball that will get all the way up to 96. Also throws a slider. No curveball, no changeup for J.C. Ramirez.
Called up in June from their AAA team at Lehigh Valley. Here is Peralta, and he looks at strike one. 9 runs, 12 hits for Detroit in this game. They lead 9-0. Johnny 2 hits in the game, couple of singles, RBI, runs scored. Way high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ramirez started with 4 2/3 scoreless, but 8 earned runs in his last 4 1/3 innings. Here's the 1-1. JC, a native of Nicaragua. His first shot at the big leagues this year. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Peralta. Managua, Nicaragua, to be exact. Three and two. Two out. Tigers have another run in here in the fourth. Swing and a miss. Peralta down on strikes, and the inning is over. Tigers get another run. Cabrera's had a big night. He's knocked in 3, and the Tigers lead 9-0.
That was the very first inning. He came up in the second inning and he got himself a single into left field. He drove in another run, and then he drove in the third run of the evening on a ground out to shortstop after Hunter was able to get there on a double and an air. And now Miguel Cabrera has departed this game.
So with Cabrera out, Ramon Santiago takes over at third base. Tigers have 9 runs, 12 hits, and the Phillies no runs, 1 hit.
Nice day at work for Miggy. 2 for 3 with 3 ribbies.
And here's Delman Young to lead it off as we go to the 5th inning. And Scherzer starts him off with a breaking ball, strike 1.
Delman Young has only swung at 1 first pitch in the last 2 days.
It's a different man. The 0-1 pitch.
I was looking at his hit chart yesterday, and one of the reasons why he has done well, although the last 10 at-bats haven't been good, he's really been good the last 25 games or so. A lot of base hits to right field this year for Delman Young.
Tried to hold up there, and apparently he did.
He's always been a dead pull hitter. That's what I'm talking about there. 26 hits to right field this year for Young.
Delman had a big postseason last year for the Tigers. Really one of the big reasons they were able to get to the World Series. He was 11 for 31 in the postseason last year with 3 long balls.
Weren't his last 2 postseasons really good for Detroit?
2011 was awesome as well. Down he goes, a swing and a miss. And Scherzer now has 4 strikeouts. Fans, don't forget you can join us again tomorrow. The Tigers are wrapping up this series with the Phillies. Coverage begins at noon with Tigers Live. The Tigers and Phils tomorrow afternoon right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Looking forward to watching Rick Porcello go out there again. He has been awesome the last few times he's gone out there.
Tigers rotation getting back into a groove. There's a bouncer right back to the mound. Scherzer with an easy lob, 2 gone. 9 straight retired by Max now. The last batter to reach, the only batter to reach tonight for the Phillies, the double by Ruff in the second. Here's Lance Nix. One on Nix. Strikeout victim back in the second. Oh, 2. Scherzer, as we like to say, has not stopped pitching. He is using all of his arsenal despite the big 9-0 lead. He has continued to attack the Phillies with everything he's got. And now the 0-2. Swing and a foul at home plate.
And right off the left shoulder of Avila.
Alex down to block that one. 1-2. Two teams wrap it up here tomorrow. Off day for the ball club on Monday. In fact, the Tigers have 2 off days next week, which is somewhat odd as you look at the pitch count on Scherzer by inning. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away.
And we've well documented the fact that Avila on most nights takes a beating behind that dish. And John Mayberry Jr. with that long swing and got him a couple of times on the helmet.
Another block. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Avila had the big hit last night, even though he got plunked a couple of times by Mayberry. Scherzer in search of another 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 2-2. 3-2 now on Nix. Should he reach? Kratz, the number 8 hitter, waiting on deck. And now the 3-2 from Max. Swing and a miss to strike him out. 5 strikeouts for Scherzer. He's retired 10 straight. Tuiasosopo has done it both with the bat and the glove tonight. And he will lead things off when we get to the bottom of the 5th. By the new Detroit Tigers M&M McFlurry, only at McDonald's. Using your cell phone, text Tigers, then a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Speaking of McDonald's, we have a McDonald in the game now. There are a boatload of changes for the Phillies. That's John McDonald. He is the new shortstop. Meanwhile, at first base now, Ruff moves from left field. Third baseman is Martinez. And the new center fielder is Mayberry. Charlie Manuel making a bunch of changes. Steve Susdorf is now at left. Got all that? That's a line change.
This is a spring training game or something?
Apparently so. Actually, it's a 9-0 game, and that's probably one of the big reasons.
And Max is on the mound. I don't think Charlie thinks that this squad is going to be able to come back and prevent Matt from winning his 15th game of the year.
He grounds out 4-3, one gone here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Perez. Hernando for 2. A couple of fly balls in this game. Strike one. Bounce in from Ramirez, who took over for Valdez, the starter. Valdez departed in the 4th inning. Tigers got 5 in the first, 3 in the second. They have had a healthy lead all night long. Now the 1-1. Driven toward left field. Little looper that's going to drop. Base hit. Perez joins the hit party. That's his first of the night. One on, one out. And the Tigers open a 5-game series against their Central Division rivals, the Kansas City Royals, on Thursday, August 15th at 7:08. Tickets still available. 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. That is a 5-game series because of a makeup game, earlier rainout this year.
George Brett, when we see the Kansas City Royals again, he will not be in that dugout. He is not their hitting coach any longer. He has gone back upstairs to be the VP with Dayton Moore.
Pedro Grifol has taken over the hitting instructor duties in KC. Alex Avila, the batter. Tigers now have 13 hits in this game. Avila is single in 2 at bats. Right now, Austin Jackson, the only Tiger starter without a hit, as you look at the upcoming schedule for the Tigers. All games on Fox Sports Detroit. That trade deadline is looming Wednesday the 31st with Washington in town here. Ball low, and there really hasn't been a whole lot going on the trade front. There have been a few, but haven't seen that big flurry yet. 2-1.
We were talking about this last week, the fact that if the Indians really don't go out and do anything, the Tigers, they don't necessarily have to go out and do anything themselves. Benoit's been good at the back end of the bullpen with Smiley and also Rondon.
Grounded toward first, foul.
And you most definitely don't have to overpay for anybody that you might think that you want out there by giving up one of your top 2 prospects in Castellanos and Garcia.
almost assuredly for anybody of major talent, Castellanos and Garcia will be the two names that are typically going to be involved in any of those talks. Tigers not really in a mood to ante up either one of those players. Straight back 2-2. The count stays on Avila. Jackson waiting on deck. Ground ball right side. Base hit out of the reach of Utley. Perez will get to second, and it's a two-hit game for Avila.
It always seems once you get the back end of the bullpen sorted out, the rest of the pieces just kind of fall into place. And that's kind of been the case with the Tigers. Joaquin has converted all 10 of the save opportunities he's gotten this year. And he's looked rather good doing so.
Things have certainly calmed down at the back end of the Detroit bullpen. Jackson trying to join the hit party here. The only Tiger starter without a base hit. 0 for 3 tonight. Perez and Avila on the bases here in the 5th. 9-0 Detroit. Ball low. 2-0. Jackson hit .339 in the month of June, but in July he has taken a bit of a step back. .232. Right now riding a 6-game hitting streak, though.
He should get himself a pretty good fastball right here. And for Ramirez to get his first hit of the game.
Strike call. 2-1. Two on for the Tigers. 1 out, 5th inning. Ball outside, 3-1. Tigers have been a really tough team to beat here at Comerica, really since the middle of last year. They are 63-30 in their home ballpark since the 4th of July of 2012. Here's the 3-1. 3-2 on Jackson. Now Ramirez ready with the 3-2. And he walked him. That's going to load the bases. With only 1 out. And it's going to bring up Torrey Hunter. Torrey, career with the bases loaded, .317. And Hunter tonight already 2 hits, 2 runs scored, has a single and a double. They've got Perez, Avila, and Jackson on the bases. Strike 1 on Torrey. Hunter came in with a huge July, .349, also 18 RBIs this month. He drives this one in the air to center field. Mayberry coming on. He'll make the catch. Perez tagging at third. He will score, and Hunter has an RBI with a sacrifice fly. And Torrey has driven in 50 now this year. $10-0 Detroit. Here goes Santiago. First at bat of the night for Ramon after taking over for Cabrera at third base. Miguel knocked in 3 in 3 at bats. And a ball high, 1-0. Nothing new really to report on Omar Infante, who is still out with that bad ankle for the Tigers. Santiago has seen a lot of time at second base in his stead. Ramon has played for Omar quite a bit, and Omar has rejoined the team, but still not a whole lot new. Let's roll to the right side, and Ramirez will cover for the out. Tigers add one more, and we go to the 6th.
Pitch. Maxwell has thrown quite a few fastballs. The Philly hitters were tardy on his fastball real early. He's also gotten himself some nice ground balls. Not very many of these hit hard by the Philadelphia Phillies. Most of the strikeouts have come on off-speed pitches. And whether it be the changeup, whether it be the slider, he's also thrown the fastball by a couple of guys here today. So Max Scherzer is just outstanding once again, as he's been all year long.
He is on a roll in tonight's high-speed stat, brought to you by Charter Internet. 5 or more strikeouts in 21 consecutive starts for Max Scherzer, the longest active streak in Major League Baseball. And so Max, who has retired 10 in a row, goes back to work. Happy birthday as well, Max.
29 years old.
And Max goes back to work now. And Kratz leading things off. One ball, one strike. Scherzer with 10 runs of support here tonight. Tigers 10 runs on 14 hits. Kratz a strikeout victim, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss, and a half-hearted swing there by Kratz. 1-2. Season high in strikeouts for Scherzer is 12. He's gone double digits 5 different times this year. Got him again. 1 out. Time for a game break. We check in with Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thanks. We'll keep our eyes on that one here. It is all Detroit, 10-0 in favor of the Tigers. A breaking ball in for a strike on Michael Martinez. Started the ball game in center field, now playing third base. Another bender that misses. Here's Scherzer's 1-1. That's in for a strike. Up with the right hand goes Paul Schreiber. 1-2 on Michael Martinez. Third stint with the big club this year. Recalled from AAA July the 24th, just recently. Got him. Strike three. Scherzer rings up another strikeout. That's 7 on the night now for Max.
And Martinez with 2 strikes must have been looking for something off speed. And the changeup or the curveball from Max, and took that fastball that got quite a bit of plate.
Max has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced. Here is Steve Susdorf, his first at bat.
Max's best fastball so far with the most velocity has been 95 so far today. And we thank Xfinity for the readings on the Max Scherzer heater.
Susdorf was called up when Dominic Brown was placed on the concussion DL, and he was doing well at AAA. 335 this year. He shoots a ground ball to short, and Johnny will throw him out. And Max Scherzer continues to cruise right along. 13 in a row. Smurfs 2 in theaters July 31st. Gonna go see the Smurfs 2, Ron?
I've seen my fill of Smurfs over the years. And I'm sure you have too.
I have. There's no doubt. We may have to fit another one in. 10-0 is our score. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's going to be Fielder to lead it off. Fielder, Martinez, Peralta. Tigers 10 runs, 14 hits. The Phillies have managed only 1 hit against Max Scherzer. Fielder in the ballgame tonight, a single and a run scored. He's punched out the last 2 times. Max Scherzer has done the rest. The offense supporting him with a ton of production this evening.
Max not even sweating here tonight. He has made it look so easy. Really, he's done it all year. .17 straight starts now where he's gone 6 or more innings.
1-2 on Fielder.
You wonder how long Jim will leave him out there tonight. He's got a big lead. One of the things that Jim likes to do the second half of the year is start to watch his starting pitchers very closely.
The 1-2. Popped up. Third base side. Martinez has room. One out here in the sixth. That AT&T trivia question this evening. We asked you, who were the last three pitchers to start the season 15-1, which is what Max is trying to do here tonight, and is well on his way to doing. Weaver, Jimenez, and Clemens. In that order, Jared Weaver. Jimenez back in 2010 with the Rockies. Martinez, 3 hits tonight, 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs. Tigers have 14 hits this evening. Al Albuquerque beginning to warm up. One ball, 1 strike on Victor. He was 0 for 4 last night, but 3 for 3 tonight. Victor came into this game leading the American League in July hits. More action for the Phillies. The left-hander Jake Diekman is starting to warm up. Lifted to center field, and Mayberry comes on to make the play. 2 gone. Victor trying for his 4th hit. He's going to bring up Johnny Peralta. It's been a good night for Johnny tonight. 2 hits, RBI, run scored, batting .305. Same 2 teams get together tomorrow to wrap up the series. Straight back 0-1. In the American League, Peralta leads all shortstops in doubles, average, and on-base percentage. He's got 28 doubles this year. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2.
Johnny also is only committed 4 errors this year, which is the 4th fewest. But the 3 guys ahead of him have all spent some time on the disabled list. Jose Reyes, Tulowitzki of the Rockies, and Stephen Drew of the Boston Red Sox have committed fewer at that position, but they haven't played as many games as Johnny.
Tough play to the second baseman. Franson will throw him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. 6 in the books here at the ballpark. Yeah, the Tigers and Max Scherzer definitely rolling tonight as we check out our game summary. Miguel Cabrera homered, 3 RBIs before leading the game after the 4th. The Tigers offense big time tonight early in the game, and Scherzer has done just about everything else. 7 strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed. And Max will depart now as the Phillies come to the plate in the 7th inning, and a bouncing ball base hit into left field. Franson a leadoff single, and the new pitcher now in the wall side windows pitching change is Albuquerque.
Albuquerque needs some work. He needs to sharpen up the amount of base on balls he's given this year. He pitched 1 clean inning the last time he was out there in Chicago. Then he came out the next inning and he walked the first 2 hitters. Benoit had to come into the game, but Benoit did give up the 2 runs that Albuquerque walked.
Don Kelly has come on and play first base for Prince Fielder. There's a bouncing ball to short. This should be 2. Here's the relay in time, the double play.
Hernan Perez took very little time after getting that feed from Peralta to get the ball on its way to Don Kelly. Good defender at second base.
McDonald hits into the double play, and that's going to bring up John Mayberry Jr., who is batting for the first time. Played in last night's ball game, was 0 for 3. Told you last night his dad, a native Detroiter. Had some big years with the Kansas City Royals. Strike called. Scherzer goes 6 here tonight, gets way to Albuquerque in the 7th. Swing and a miss. 0-2. -7-minute rain delay at the start of this one here this evening, but doesn't matter. Another packed house. 41,970 shoehorned into the ballpark again here tonight. Temperature right now is 64. Cool evening here at the yard. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Mayberry is out. Snappy inning for Albuquerque. No runs, a hit, nobody left. Time to stretch here at Comerica.
Tigers have seen lately. And hit a big home run very first time up against Raul Valdez, who started for the Philadelphia Phillies over the 420 sign in straightaway center field. Also made a nice sliding grab in left field as well. So Matuiz Asasopo came to play today.
Just part of a big night here at the ballpark, and Tui Asasopo will be starting things off here in the 7th against a new Philadelphia Phillies pitcher. That would be Jake Diekman.
And Diekman, 14 innings logged so far this year. The opponent's batting average is .354 against him. He does have 15 strikeouts, and he has walked 5 in a total of 19 games.
So Diekman takes over for Ramirez, who took over for the starter Valdez. Tigers jumped all over Valdez, 5 in the first, 3 in the second.
Diekman features 3 pitches. He's got a live arm. He's got a fastball that will go 93 to 97. He's got a slider to go along with that fastball and a pretty good changeup.
We called him up AAA back in June.
Seems like you said that a lot about a lot of these kids on this team.
Isn't that the truth?
It's been a tough year for Charlie Manuel. In a contract year, when you're looking to perform well and get yourself a new deal, well, they have had a lot of injuries.
Charlie is also 4 wins away from 1,000 as a big league manager. They've lost 6 in a row. To the left side of the infield, Martinez has it at third, and Tui Asasopo is out, 1 gone. Hey, Hockey Town, here's your chance to win a 2013-2014 Detroit Red Wings 10-game plan. Go to foxsportsdetroit.com for complete details, and you'll have a chance to enter for a chance to win.
How about a football training camp opening up, and hockey right around the corner, too?
And it's 64 degrees, so it feels like September. Red Wings fans, plenty of them at the ballpark here tonight. That's fouled back out of play by Hernan Perez. Perez tonight is 1 for 3 and now 6 for his last 12. Back out of play 0-2.
He's been a nice contributor in the absence of Omar Infante, which is exactly what you need when you call your kids up from the minors. When you're going to miss a player like Infante for a few weeks, you just want them to step in and perform well, and Perez has been able to do that.
In the air, shallow right field, and it's going to be caught by Mayberry, who came in charging from center. Tough play.
Tough play for both Nix and also Mayberry, because really no one could call it until the last moment. And because Mayberry wasn't sure whether he was going to get there or not, and then he started to call it, and then Nix didn't have time to peel off. That's the second time in this game that Nix has ran into one of his defenders. He ran into Utley earlier in the game.
Mayberry did a really good job of holding on to that ball, and a little bit of contact. He hit the dirt or the grass.
Nix looks like a pretty strong fella, too. Barrel chest. You don't want him running into you.
No. He's from Midland, Texas.
They tough in Midland.
They are. Big football area. There's a strike called on Avila. 2 out of 3, couple of singles. And a run scored for Alex. Average at 194 now. 2 of the 14 Detroit hits. 0-2. Porcello and Jonathan Pettibone tomorrow to wrap this series up. The 0-2. Bouncing ball to first. Ruff will take it himself, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. 7 in the books here at the ballpark. And Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. 10-0 now as we go to the 8th inning here at the ballpark. It's been a good night for the Tigers. Meanwhile, around Major League Baseball, Ryan Braber, the former Tiger, had a walk-off 3-run homer in last night's game. Edwin Encarnacion, a couple of home runs, including a slam. And how about those Rays?
They've been awfully good. Encarnacion is proving that last year was no fluke with the numbers that he put up last year in Toronto. And the Tampa Bay Rays are simply on fire, just like the Los Angeles Dodgers out on the West Coast.
Masterson, by the way, beat Darvish tonight 1-0 as the Indians won.
That's about 3 or 4 shutouts this year for Masterson.
Certainly has turned into the ace of their staff. There's your final 1-0 in favor of the Indians. Only 5 hits for the Rangers, only 3 for Cleveland. Here a much different story. Tigers have 14 hits. Albuquerque goes back out there and he's facing Delman Young. Popped up first base side. Perez and Kelly. Kelly makes the catch. 1 gone here in the 8th. Tigers about to go to 17-4 when Max Scherzer starts a ball game.
Pretty good.
And Maxwell himself is eyeing 15-1.
He only threw 75 pitches here this evening, and he pitched 6 innings.
Easily could have gone out for another inning or 2, but I think the point you made is the one that is important to Leland, saving some of those bullets for later in the year.
And he also has to get Albuquerque sorted out, and I would not be surprised if Phil Polk can get an inning here today.
1 strike on Darren Ruff. Skipper has not had to fret about too much here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dating back to last season, Darren Ruff has been on base in 25 straight ball games. Started the year in the minor leagues this year. He rolls it foul. He's got big power. 38 homers last year at Double-A.
Well, he's going to get that Albuquerque slider right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's see what he does with it. Ball high and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nick's waiting on deck. There's the breaking ball that missed high. 3-2.
Albuquerque, one pitcher that has a lot of confidence in his off-speed pitch, and a lot of times commands the slider better than he does his fastball. Ugh.
1 out walk. Well, you can see the Tigers play the Minnesota Twins August 20th through the 22nd and take advantage of the weekday value pack for tickets, or 4 tickets, I should say. Hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks for just $60. 866-66-TIGER or tigers.com. That's a pretty good deal. Twinkies coming to town in August. Ball low to Lance Nix. A couple of strikeouts today against the right-hander Scherzer. Max at one point in this game retiring 13 straight. There's a high chop to first. Kelly thought about going to second, but he'll get the out.
Wise decision there by Don Kelly. Why force the issue? He just needs some outs to finish off this game. Did not want to run the risk of throwing that ball down toward Ruff and hitting him in the back.
Evan Reed starting to heat up. Here's Eric Kratz now with 2 outs. Phillies tonight have had just 3 base runners all night long. A double by Ruff Single by Franson and a walk here to Ruff. Oh, 1 on Kratz, who also struck out twice against Max. Scherzer retired the last 13 straight he faced before giving the baseball over to Albuquerque in the 7th. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Kratz. Long history in the minor leagues, 8.5 seasons in the minors with the Jays and the Pirates before he got to the big leagues in 2010 with Pittsburgh. Missed outside. 1-2. Martinez would hit next if Kratz is able to keep it going. 10-0 Tigers here in the 8th. Here's the 1-2. Pulled on the ground to third behind the bag, Santiago. His throw is in time and the inning is over. Nothing comes to the walk. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the 8th. Scherzer is 3 outs away from winning his 15th game of the year. 10-run games this season in the major leagues. The Tigers have 11 of them. Only the Cardinals have more, 13. And for Jim Leyland, he hasn't had to really fret about a whole lot tonight. He got another fine outing tonight from Scherzer. Got his big guns back as well, Cabrera and Hunter.
This would classify as a laugher, but looking at Jim's face, anything but that.
He will not be able to relax until they shake hands after that 3rd out of the 9th inning. Got a new pitcher. It's Justin DeFreitas taking over now for the Phillies.
33rd game for DeFreitas this year, 2-3 record. He's logged 23 innings. The earned run average a shade over 5, a whip of over 1.5. 15 strikeouts, 20 strikeouts, excuse me. 15 walks for DeFreitas.
And guess where he came from? The minor leagues. Lehigh Valley on May the 10th.
Do they have any players left down there?
Probably not. Jackson, meanwhile, in search of a hit. He has a walk, but otherwise 0 for 3.
He's the only one that has started in this contest that does not have a hit yet.
Ball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike on AJ.
DeFreitas has a fastball that will get all the way up to 95 miles an hour. He has a slider, also a changeup. Doesn't throw his changeup very often, only about 3% of the time. There it was, though, and a dandy.
1-2. Jackson Hunter, Santiago. Ball low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. DeFreitas from Oxnard, California. Still lives there. He's 25. Big league time with the Phils each of the last 2 years and this season as well, obviously. Here's the 2-2. Popped up in the air, center field, and Mayberry comes in. So AJ still hitless. 1 gone here in the 8th. We'll bring up Torrey Hunter, who has 2 hits tonight for the Tigers. You see the Tigers box score features quite a few hits.
39 multi-hit games this year for the Tigers all-star right fielder Torrey Hunter. Only Mike Trout has more. He has 40 of them.
You didn't see Cabrera on that list because he came out earlier in the game. Santiago took over for him, but Miguel had a homer, a single, 3 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Torrey came into this game today in the top 10 in hits in the American League and runs scored. It appears he just keeps getting stronger as the season moves on. 19 RBIs now in the month of July. Shoots that one to center field. Another hit for Torrey. 3rd hit of the game for Hunter. The Tigers now have 15 hits.
Take a look at Torrey Hunter here when Paul Schreiber threw the ball back after a foul ball. Torrey's reaction here. He thought he got hit here.
Didn't come close.
I know, he's a comedian. He's a funny man.
Andy Dirk's going to come on a pinch run. So Torrey gets the rest of the night off. Here's Santiago. Lifted back out of play, 0-1. Only 1 at bat so far for Ramon. He's 0 for 1. One ball, 1 strike. Tigers tonight have out-hit the Phillies 15-2, and they lead 10-0 in the 8th. Charlie Manuel didn't have Cliff Lee start this game because of a neck injury, and Tigers beat up on Raul Valdez. Ball high.
Lots of experts across the country speculating that the reason why Cliff Lee not making the start here today is probably part due to the neck, but also the possibility that Ruben Amaro Jr., their general manager, might entertain some offers for Cliff Lee.
Flared toward left field and caught on the run by Sustor.
You would think, though, if Cliff Lee is a guy that he would trade, boy, this organization could get itself healthy in a hurry by getting a couple of really good players in return.
Yeah, assuming they get the right pieces back. But here are the numbers on Cliff Lee, and an ERA of 3.05.
For a guy that has been as good as he has been throughout his career, especially after he won the Cy Young in the year before that, he has been traded a lot.
It's true. 10-game winner so far this year. It's in the air to right. Straight at Nix. Kelly is out, so are the Tigers, and we are headed to the 9th inning at Comerica Park. But they're 7 over 500 now.
They're holding on this year.
2.5 back. Obviously, the Tigers 3 outs away from pushing that back up to 3.
Tigers, when they go out on their next road trip, they will start it in Cleveland for 4 games before going to New York and then back to Chicago.
Andy Dirk stays in the game. He'll play right. And the Tigers also have a new pitcher on now. Albuquerque went 2, and he gives way to Evan Reed.
Evan Reed's got a great arm. He gets all the way up to 97, sometimes 98 miles an hour. He also has a slider. A lot of those numbers are crooked numbers this year. However, against Evan, even though he does have the big arm. Nice 2 innings by Albuquerque, though.
They got helped up by a double play, which he induced in the 7th. Pitched around a walk in the 8th, but 2 scoreless. Is the bottom line after 6 scoreless by Scherzer. Michael Martinez looks at a ball high, 1-0. 9th inning underway here. Last call for the Phils. It is 10-0 Detroit. Here's the 1-0. Bouncer back to the mound. Reed will handle this one. 1 gone. By the way, as soon as this game ends, our coverage will continue. Tigers Live postgame coming up. You'll hear from the skipper, Jim Leland. The players will break down the game, show you the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after this one is done, right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Steve Susdorf is the hitter now. Ball 1. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out. First at bat came back in the 6th inning. The final man that Scherzer retired before departing in this game. Pulls this one on the ground to second. Perez ranging left. A couple of ground ball outs, 2 away. What's going on tomorrow? Well, here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet, and it's going to be Pettibone and Porcello.
Porcello, 81 strikeouts already this year against 22 base on balls. And Pettibone, 65 strikeouts, but he's walked 34. Comes in with a winning record of 5-4, however.
Day baseball here at the ballpark tomorrow to wrap up the series. Kevin Franson, the last chance now for the Phillies here tonight. Shoot that one foul. Tigers have an off day Monday and then one Thursday as well, but Jim Leyland said he will not adjust his rotation. He'll keep it as normal.
That gives you an idea of how well Porcello's been pitching.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to short, should do it. Johnny gobbles it up. And the Tigers with an impressive win tonight.
Back-to-back real clean games turned in by this Detroit Tigers squad. Last night, Fisker in the defense. One timely hit from Avila.